Social media can be a powerful tool for communication, networking, and entertainment, but it is important to be aware of the potential risks and drawbacks associated with its use. The level of negative impact social media has on adults is same as with the Gen Z, youth in general. Social media has both positive and negative impact, but I must confess that the damage it does outweighs the positive impact. Welcome back to my channel. Today's topic affects many of us: social media and mental health. Like I said earlier, while social media has its benefits, it can also have negative effects on our mental health. We will explore 13 ways social media is harming your mental health and offer a few tips for mitigating those effects. I would also like to point out that it's not all Gen Zs that will be negatively impacted by social media. The extent to which social media affects individuals negatively can depend on a variety of factors, including usage patterns and individual characteristics. Let's talk about comparison and self-esteem. One way social media can harm your mental health is through comparison and low self-esteem. You see this thing called social media. It can be very, very scary. When you're scrolling through Instagram, you might just stumble on a friend's highlight reel of vacations, promotions, and other accomplishments. If you're not careful or have strong will, it can just throw you into that space of feeling inadequate and negative self-talk. A lot of people have allowed social media to define who they are. They have totally forgotten themselves completely. They struggle to live other people's life. See, my advice for you today is just for you to try to focus on your own achievements and avoid comparing yourselves to others. Remember that people often present a filtered version of their lives on social media, not their real lives. Please do not believe anything or everything you see on social media. There are a lot of fakes out there. Let's talk about FOMO. Another way social media can impact your mental health is through FOMO, or as we call it, fear of missing out. Social media is causing a lot of trouble. When you go on social media and you see your friends post photos from a party or event you weren't invited to, can actually lead to feelings of anxiety or insecurity. Some people will feel so bad that they will even stop speaking to their friends that were probably at that so-called event. Like I always say, for you to be invited to an event by someone, they carefully thought of you, and it's also not a crime if they do not invite you for that event. Remember that for every event, there is a budget. For you to manage the feeling of FOMO, that is fear of missing out, I'll advise you try to limit your time on social media and focus on the things you enjoy doing in real life. In real life, do not allow people to give you high blood pressure with their fake lives. Don't be too hard on yourself, please. You're doing just okay. Another point is filtered reality. Influencers and content creators present a highly curated version of themselves to sell whatever it is they are selling. Don't be fooled thinking that what you see is exactly how their life is. Social media can harm your mental health through the filtered reality it presents. People often present a highly curated version of their lives on social media, which can lead to feelings of inadequacy and imposter syndrome. Do not forget that all that glitters is not gold. Like I said earlier, do not believe everything you see on social media. There are a lot of fakes out there. Try to remember that social media is not real life and focus on your own journey and your own achievements. Let me remind you something. You're not doing badly yourself. Stop living other people's life, please. Another point is cyberbullying and harassment. Unfortunately, cyberbullying and harassment are all too common on social media. I really don't know why people do it, but this is one negative impact that even lead people into committing suicide. People have lost their morals completely. People don't even know who is their elder anymore. They hide behind this tiny gadget called a phone to perpetrate evil without feeling any form of remorse. Whether we like it or not, reading negative comments or messages can impact your mental health and can lead to anxiety or depression. I will advise that if you experience cyberbullying or harassment for any reason, Try to block the user and report them to the platform. Remember that it's not your fault actually, and also seek support from friends or even a mental health professional. Another point is body image and eating disorders. A lot of people now assume that size XS to large is a must have. They classify it as a normal female body size, and they now end up body shaming people that are, in quote, on the big side. Please, it's not a norm. Everybody must not be the same. I think everyone should genuinely sit back and reevaluate their values. If you think you want to shed some weight, it should be for your own health reasons and not because someone on social media is mounting pressure on you and body shaming you. Social media can also contribute to negative body image and eating disorders. There are so many apps out there that people can use to either improve or Photoshop their body features. Seeing highly edited images of thin and conventionally attractive bodies can impact your own body image and contribute to disordered eating behaviors. You'll see picture of someone that has used high definition camera to improve or enhance their features, and you'll be there feeling bad with yourself or even hating your body. Please calm all the way down and learn how to unfollow accounts that make you feel bad about your body and focus on self-acceptance and self-love. Another point is perfectionism and unrealistic standards. Seeing influencers or celebrities with seemingly perfect lives can make you feel like you're not even doing enough. Social media can contribute to feelings of perfectionism and unrealistic standards. A lot of people or even youth look up to some so-called celebrities and influencers that do not impact on them positively. They copy and want to be like those celebrities at all costs, thereby leading them to go into things that will destroy them. To be honest, people now go as far as doing shit just to live the baby girl life. Do not forget that the influencer or celebrity is doing whatever they are doing just to earn a living. Some people will copy their lifestyle so much that they even end up wasting their lives. In fact, you see this particular topic, I'll have to do a series for us to break it down very well because this point is a full video on its own. Now, for you to overcome certain unrealistic standards, help yourself by trying to set realistic standards for yourself and focus on the progress you're making in your little or your own little life. Remember that if they were to paint the real picture for you to see what they are dealing with, you will actually know you are making a lot of progress in your own little way. So another point is addiction and screen time. This is another negative impact because people are becoming more and more unproductive daily. In fact, some people stay on social media not selling anything, not transacting any form of business, not posting any productive or impactful posts. But trust me, they stay there from morning till night, flipping from one post to another without achieving anything at all. It is just crazy and unbelievable. Social media addiction can also impact your mental health. The constant need to check your notifications and scroll through your feeds can be stressful and contribute to poor mental health outcomes. To manage social media addiction, try to set boundaries for yourself and limit your screen time. Use apps that track your phone usage and also remind you to take breaks. Another point is overstimulation and stress. A lot goes on social media. The constant stream of information on social media can contribute to overstimulation and stress. Seeing news articles, viral videos, and endless notifications can be overwhelming and lead to anxiety. One practical example of this was during COVID-19. Personally, I was totally overwhelmed that period because I was just following the number of death rates daily and monitoring the spread. At a point, fear took over. I was so scared that I couldn't even do anything. I woke up one day and I advised myself to shut down on news and also to disconnect from the negative news on social media. The moment I did that, I started regaining my confidence again. For you to overcome overstimulation, try to limit your time on social media and practice relaxation techniques like deep breathing or meditation. Another point is addiction to likes and validation. People on social media, in fact, people now measure their worth by likes and comments on social media. Please, it is not a norm and it is not proper. Social media can also contribute to an addiction to likes and validation. The constant need for likes and comments can impact your mental health and make you feel like your self-worth is tied to your online presence. A lot of people are so addicted to these things that they rely fully on online comments and likes to validate who they truly are. You see them buying likes and comments which are not even genuine just to prove a point. If they post a picture or a video and they don't get likes and comments, it looks like their world will practically come to an end. Let me tell you something, please. Social media likes and comments do not define who you are. I think people should try to seek validation and self-worth in other areas of their lives, like hobbies, relationships, or even work, not just online. Another point is sleep disturbances. Social media can harm your mental health by disrupting your sleep or your sleep pattern. Kindly note that the blue light emitted by screens can impact your sleep cycle and make it harder to fall asleep. It's advisable to limit your social media use before bed and opt for activities that promote relaxation, like reading a book. Look for productive books. Try to read, even if it's 2 pages, every night before you fall asleep. Another one is information overload and anxiety. Have you looked at some people's posts before, and after looking at it, you will now become miserable and start asking, "Oh God, why me?" This thing called social media can contribute to information overload and anxiety. Constantly being bombarded with news articles, opinions, and updates can be overwhelming and contribute to feelings of anxiety or helplessness. Stop putting yourself under pressure, please. Try to limit your exposure to news on social media and focus on reputable sources for information. Talking an obsession. Sometimes seeing updates and photos of someone you have feelings for or used to date can be triggering and lead to obsessive thoughts or behaviors. When you notice that someone is obsessed with you or stalking you, try to limit your social media use related to that person and seek advice from friends or even a mental health professional. Do not forget that people get trailed and followed until they are murdered out of obsession. Another point on my list is polarization and divisiveness. Polarization and divisiveness are two related concepts that refer to the growing divide and tension between groups of people with opposing views, beliefs, and identities. Polarization refers to the process by which individuals and groups become more ideologically or politically divided. This can happen when individuals become more committed to their own beliefs and values and less willing to compromise or even engage with those who hold different views. You see something, as polarization increases, it can become more difficult to find common ground and bridge differences between groups. Divisiveness, on the other hand, refers to the negative consequences that can arise from polarization. This includes increased hostility, conflict, and even tolerance between groups, as well as decreased trust and cooperation within society. Meanwhile, do not forget that while polarization and divisiveness can have negative impact, it is also possible to engage in respectful dialogue and find a common ground with those who hold different opinions. Seeing extreme opinions and arguments on social media can impact your mental health and contribute to feelings of hopelessness or anger. Always try to engage in constructive conversations and seek out diverse perspectives. That's why when it comes to politics, people do not filter what they say. In fact, they go all out to protect their group or their party. So that is it for our video on ways social media is harming our mental health. Always remember that social media can have negative effects on our mental health, but it can also be a valuable tool for connection and support. Try to be mindful of your social media usage. Thank you for watching, and do not forget to like and subscribe, and also share with your family, friends, and loved ones.